It's now time for another review from the Armies of the Hobbit for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. Hello and welcome to yet another video here on the YouTube channel STF Wargaming Studio. My name is Andreas Norwegian Viking and this is my review from the Armies of the Hobbit. We have Erebor reclaimed. So this army is of course the state of the dwarves at the end of the Battle of the Five Armies, where of course the chariots are spent, the ballistas are spent, and Thorin and his trusty band of dwarves rushes out to the aid of the rest of the dwarves outside of Erebor. And this army can of course then be historically allied with Halls of Randall and the survivors of Lake Town, because that's the armies that fought in the Battle of the Five Armies. But they can also be conveniently allied with the Army of Lake Town, Fangorn, Iron Hills, Lothlorien, Misty Mountains, Radagast Lions, Rivendell and the White Council. For army composition, the army may include Thorin Oakenshield, King under the Mountain, Balin the Dwarf, Champion of Erebor, Dwalin the Dwarf, Champion of Erebor, Keely, Champion of Erebor, Fili, Champion of Erebor, and of course all the champions, so Biffa, Buffer, Bombur, Ori, Nori, Dori, Oin, Gloin, and of course also Dain, Ironfoot, Lord of the Iron Hills, Iron Hills Captains, Iron Hill Dwarves and Iron Hill Goat Riders. So of course we have, in the last video we reviewed Dain and the changes to him, as well as Iron Hills Captain and Iron Hills Warriors and Goat Riders. So we will not touch on those in this video. We'll have a speak on the new changes to whatever is changed in the actual models for this one. So additional rules: Thorin and all 12 champions of Erebor may be deployed as one warband if you wish, so long as the warband contains no other models. And again, I feel like this is the way I view this is if you have Thorin and the entirety of his company, all 13 models can be deployed as one warband. But if you have less, you must deploy them as separate warbands. But correct me if you think I'm wrong. And the army bonus is: will you follow me one last time? All friendly dwarf models from the army list gain the Dubicar special rule. So that was what they had before as well. For Thorin himself, no changes at all. No changes to his point value, no changes to his stat line or the special rules he has, nor his options. He does have become a hero of legend, and he has access to heroic resolve, strike, strength and challenge. So yeah, no real change there. For Keely, he is a hero of fortitude with accuracy and strike as his abilities. He has now swapped bodyguard for sworn protector. So that's a change. The same thing applies to Fili, which has swapped bodyguard for sworn protector. He is also a hero of fortitude, but instead of accuracy, he has strength, and he also has strike like his brother. Balin has no change. He is a hero of valor, has access to resolve and defense as his heroic actions. Well, he's also swapped bodyguard for sworn protector. No, that is Dwalin, I'm sorry. So Dwalin has swapped bodyguard for sworn protector. He is unchanged in point and stat line. He's a hero of valor and has access to strike and strength as his special options for the heroic actions. There's a slight change on the King's Axeman. So previously you got the +1 attack when using 2 axes when you fought, just when you fought. So that could be mounted on pony or a wargoat. Now it's only when he has the infantry keyword, so he can only get 4 attacks whilst fighting on foot. For Biffa, Champion of Erebor, he is the same amount of points. He's now a hero of fortitude and has access to heroic strike, but his axe has now become a hand and a half axe. And he also retained his embedded axe blade rule, that also his Thorin's Company version has added. For Bofa, he also has gained hand and half hammer. So previously I think it was a two-handed hammer, now it's hand and half. He is a hero fortitude and has resolve and strike as his special abilities. For Bombur, so Bombur is an odd case in this one, because I feel like there is a typo here. So if we look at, well, first of all, he hasn't changed in points, he hasn't changed his stat line, he's a hero fortitude, he can do heroic defense, because of course he can. But if we look at the beefy rule from the Thorin's Company, it says Bombur the dwarf may choose to use the bash special strike just as if he were using a mace. That's the beefy special rule from Thorin's Company, which tells me that he can choose to bash, which means if you lose, you'll drop in defense, and if you win, you go up 1 strength. Simple enough. But if we look at the beefy rule from the champion Erebor, it says when Bombur the dwarf makes strikes, he may use the bash special strike just as if he was using a mace. Now that is different. Well, it's not the axe one, is it? It's the knock to the ground. So he doesn't gain any of the negatives. I might have... yeah, I'm silly. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I'm sorry. Bleh. Alright, so for Ori, champion of Erebor, no real changes. He's a hero of fortitude and has heroic defense as his ability. No change in points, no change in his stat line or his special rules. And the same goes for Nori, which is a hero of fortitude, has access to strike and strength as his heroic actions. But again, no changes to his stat line or his special rules. For Dori, the same applies. He's a hero of fortitude, has access to strength and defense as his heroic actions, but no changes to his stat line or special rules. And actually the rest goes for the rest of the company, because we have Oin, no changes, hero of fortitude and heroic resolve, and then Gloin, hero of fortitude, heroic strength and strike, and no other changes. So the points values remain unchanged across the board. You can still mount Fili, Kili, Dwalin and Thorin on goats, and Thorin can still take a war goat. But all the members of Thorin's Company are 1000 points on the dot, I still believe. So that's perfectly cool to play a proper army of all the character dwarves with loads of special rules you are going to forget. Unless you're better than me, and I believe most of you maybe are. But yeah, that is the slight changes made to this army with the new book. Tell me in the comments below if you plan to play this as a complete army in any upcoming tournaments that has a 1000 point limit. And until next week, where we will review next time when we will review the Army of Laketown, please comment, like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to support us on Patreon using the link in the description below if that's what you wish. It's a fantastic way for you to support our efforts here at the studio, and it gives us the monetary means to expand, improve and give you more cool videos each and every week. So that's at all interesting, click the link, but more importantly, support your hobby.